kind of person do you think is well suited to studying at Deakin?
I think you've got to be someone who's committed to a passion. This goes for all universities, I suppose, but you're not going to get the most out of your degree if you're just doing it to get the piece of paper at the end. You've got to love what you do. You don't have to love all of it, but having a passion within your degree makes you want to get up and go to class or get up and start writing those notes.
Okay, we're at the Melbourne Careers Expo. I'm with Tom from Deakin. Tom, thanks for joining me on the Choosing Your Uni podcast.
So my name's Tom. I've been at Deakin now for 4.5 years. I've just about finished my Bachelor of Arts and Master of Secondary Teaching degree. It's nice to be here.
It's great to have you. And you're representing Deakin University, but you're a current student there. One of the things that I love about Deakin is the campus at Burwood. It's got a great vibe to it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, the vibe is definitely the word I'd use. I think the vibe was the first thing I noticed when it was open day of 2019, and I'm from Tassie originally, so I flew over for open day with mum, and we got on campus. It was the vibe. It was the fact that it was leafy, but you're so close to the city. It was the fact that, you know, the on-campus living was really, really self-contained, well-maintained. The classrooms were bright. They made you want to actually sit there and do some study. It made you feel like it was a uni and not just a bunch of buildings, you know?
Awesome. You know, I think Deakin is one of the kick-ass options in Victoria. I really do. It just seems to be an institution where there are so many possibilities for students. Obviously, there's the academic side of things, but options outside the classroom, just extraordinary.
Yeah, well, whether it's the placement that you're doing, Deakin's really big on the work integrated learning. So your internships, your work experience, your placements. And again, with my teaching degree, I've had my placements in the local community, in schools around, but it's also the stuff that you kick back and do when you're not studying. It's the clubs and societies, the sporting events. You know, I've got a social mixed netball team with my friends. We play on a Monday night. And like, it's that sort of community that when you close your books for the day and you're done with your study, you can do other things. There's more to uni than just the study.
You moved up to Melbourne in order to go to university. Tell me about that experience of settling into a new city. Was it hard to find accommodation, for example?
Yeah, well, actually, the accommodation for my first couple of years, I ended up living on campus at Deakin. That was an easier option to begin with than sorting out rentals and whatnot.
Did you stay at the Res by any chance?
I did. I did stay at Deakin Res. Yeah.
So just for those people listening, if you go to the Choosing Your Uni YouTube channel, there is an awesome episode that I filmed with, I think, 4 students at the Res. And man, the experience that actually blew me away, the experience that students were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, living on campus on Res it's such an easy way to make friends. And I think that was one of my biggest concerns was, how am I going to meet people at this big new uni in a massive city called Melbourne? What am I going to do? How am I going to meet people? And living on campus, you're moving into a place with these strangers. You're all from somewhere different. In my first year, there was a student from America in my apartment, student from Bendigo, student from Darwin. You know, you get people from all over Australia and the world, and you all just click because there's events you go to together run by Res. You know, you're living together, you're going to become mates. That's just how it is.
G'day, it's Rob here. Hey, are you a parent or a carer of a student that's thinking of going to uni in the years ahead? Did you know that Choosing Your Uni has a whole bunch of resources that are just for people like you? And you can find those at parents.choosingyouruni.com. You're going to find things like links to our Facebook community, downloadable worksheets, and heaps of advice by parents for parents. It's all the sort of stuff that you need to help guide your student on their journey to uni and beyond. Check it out now, parents.choosingyouruni.com.
What have you found surprising about Deakin? Is there something, whether it's in the academic classes, whether it's about on campus, something that you're just like, wow, I was not expecting that?
Yeah, well, actually, with my majors in my degree, I knew I wanted to teach sort of English and history and humanities, that sort of thing. But when I was looking at my majors for my arts degree, I saw that Deakin offered children's literature as a specific English subject. And I later found out that we're the only uni that offers it in Australia as a major, and I thought that was brilliant. When I was able to pick that was a real shock. I thought surely I'd just go and I'd study English. You know, English is English. But seeing how well you can delve into a real passion area of yours, and children's literature has become that for me, I've loved how specific you can get.
What kind of person do you think is well suited to studying at Deakin?
I think you've got to be someone who's committed to a passion. This goes for all universities, I suppose, but you're not going to get the most out of your degree if you're just doing it to get the piece of paper at the end. You've got to love what you do. You don't have to love all of it, but having a passion within your degree makes you want to get up and go to class or get up and start writing those notes. I think having that drive, having that passion within yourself, that's what's important. You've got to be a committed human, but uni's what you make it. You get out what you put in.
Last question for you. What advice would you have for 16-year-old Tom?
Yeah.
Or for that matter, anyone that's sort of getting to high school, maybe for somebody that doesn't yet know what they want to do?
That's a good question because I think everyone's, educational and career journeys are so different. 16-year-old Tom or anyone who's, year 10, year 9, whatever stage you're at where you're trying to work out what you might want to do. My tip is honestly to look through some of those books and things you get from unis and just go through every course they offer, cross off the ones you don't like. I think it can be so easy to be overwhelmed by how many options there are. Start by whittling it down. Cut off the ones that hey, I've never been musically talented. Music's probably not a pathway I'll go down. That's okay to say no to things because eventually you'll have a list of, the 10 that you might be interested in. That's when you can look into the details. And that's what I would have done had I known back then. Thankfully, I've made a choice that I'm happy with, but I know it was an effort to get to that point.
Fantastic advice, Tom. Thanks for joining me on the Choosing Your Uni podcast.
Thanks, Rob.
At Choosing Your Uni, our mission is to make finding your ideal institution and your degree fun, easy and stress-free. So if you're looking to save some time, to discover more and to get personalised advice for every step of your journey, check out choosingyouruni.com. Our theme music is composed by Pasha Shogi and his band Flow, and this episode has been researched and constructed on Garigal land in Sydney. Until next time, have yourself an awesome day.